Welcome back to my Junk Journal Planner series. If you're here because you love junk journaling and you have been curious about how to combine it with practical planning, you are in exactly the right place. Today I'm going to show you how I set up October in my brand new planner using my first free printable kit. It's inspired by Halloween, grungy, moody colors, journaling cards, some fussy cut motifs, and a weekly calendar you can download from my new Ko-Fi account. Come, craft along with me as I fold out weekly pages, make a few mistakes, and discover how planning can actually feel creative. So, here's where we are starting. I have my first printable kit ever, 10 pages in total, 4 backgrounds with a few motifs, 1 plain, 2 pages of journaling cards, 2 fussy cut sheets, and of course the weekly calendar template. I wanted to keep it simple but atmospheric, something with a little Halloween mood but without going too far into costumes and pumpkins. More like an echo of October, moody colors, a touch of grunge, a hint of mystery, just enough to set the tone. Creating this kit was really new for me. Normally I work with scraps, leftover bits I've collected, but designing something from scratch was a different kind of challenge. It's also the very first time I've made something that big you can actually download and craft along with me. Here, this is my actual calendar. This is really what I need and use. I start at 7 o'clock in the morning to see clients, but my weekend is not that full, so Saturday, Sunday has a smaller space. I must admit, I feel a little vulnerable in this whole thing. When I pressed upload and Ko-Fi, I felt a flutter in my chest. What if people don't like it? What if the colors don't print right? But I also reminded myself this is exactly the spirit of what I want this series to be, an experiment. As a psychotherapist, I often talk with clients about safe experimentation. Trying something new in a way that feels contained, so you're not risking everything, but you are still stretching yourself. This kit is my safe experiment. I'm not promising perfection. I'm offering a starting point, a container you can shape however you need. And maybe that's the beauty of working in a planner like this. It doesn't have to be polished or final. It's living paper. We glue things sometimes upside down, or we spill tea on the page, or we abandon an idea halfway through. And still, the journal holds us. That's how I see this printable. Not as a finished product, but as an invitation. With sometimes crooked pages, one a little bit bigger than the other when I cut it out. And I experimented with a couple of tiny little journals because I actually don't know where it goes. And next week or the week after, I tell you more about this cover page that I have planned. All work in progress. Here you can see that's the final version I settled on, but I show you here I have another one and another one because I really couldn't make up my mind before I started filming what would be the right way of getting it all together. So bear with me, we can figure it out together. So, and as you print these pages, cut them out, fold them into your signature. We just fold them in half. All of these pages, I printed them with the page, like the motif page on the front, and then I put them through my printer again and printed the cleaner background page on the other side. Of course, you can keep it clean. You can print it on coffee dyed paper, or you can leave it with white. I use just normal copy paper, nothing special, nothing thicker. I hope you see this video not as instructions to follow, but as gentle possibilities. A background can become a pocket, or a journaling card can turn into a tuck spot. A motif can be layered into a collage or left aside for another day. There is no right or wrong way to use them, only your way. And the most exciting part for me is that I don't know exactly how this will unfold. I can show you how I'm using this kit today, but your pages will look completely different. They carry your colors, your scraps, your stories. That's what makes this feel alive. It's not just my project anymore, it's something we are exploring together. For today, I am cutting the leftover, like the pieces that look out on the top and on the side with my craft knife, just to show you how I do this. I actually have to admit that usually I'm not so bothered by it, because I think it is a junk journal at the end of the day, and some pages peeking out or not, it doesn't matter too much to me, but because it's the first signature and I wanted to show you that of course you can do this. When we do signatures and we fold pages in half and stick them into each other, of course they peek out a little, and some people like to cut it down, and that's perfectly fine. It's also nice to have these smooth edges. It looks very professional and clean. So you do as you like. My real desire here is a planner that doesn't just keep me on track, but actually feels like a place I want to come back to. A planner that feels alive, not clinical. And that's why I created these fold-out pages. On the one side of each flap, I will keep my appointment and notes, and on the outside, I'll play with mind maps, a way of organizing my to-dos that feels more creative than a straight list. That's something I will show you in more detail in next week's video. I know from my therapeutic work that structure is important, but it's only helpful if it feels like it fits your life. Too much rigidity creates pressure. Too little structure creates chaos. What I long for is a rhythm that holds me gently. And maybe you can relate. I don't just want a planner that tells me what to do. I want one that reflects who I am, that captures memories as well as tasks, that allows scraps, doodles, and rest to sit alongside meetings and deadlines. That's the balance I'm chasing here. And what excites me most about these fold-outs is the sense of breathing room. A normal weekly spread can feel flat and crowded, but a flap you can fold open creates layers, hidden corners, places for thoughts that don't fit anywhere else. Life is layered, and I want my planner to have space for that. And it's not only about efficiency. When I look back months from now, I don't want to see just lists of errands. I want to see color, textures, small fragments of my days. Because when we archive our lives this way, we are not just managing time, we are keeping a living record of ourselves. And that feels like something worth returning to for me. And of course, the moment we start putting things together, little challenges show up. For me, it was gluing one of the fold-outs upside down. Luckily, I noticed it straight away, and because the glue hadn't dried yet, I was able to peel it off and fix it. A small relief and a good reminder that sometimes we really do get second chances. Do you know what I mean? We make plans, we follow the steps, and then something goes sideways. But every so often, we catch it in time. We get the chance to adjust, to try again, to set things right. And I believe that's such an important skill. Not perfection, but flexibility. Let's go over this layout. The first layer is the page with the two fold outs to the left and to the right. The next layer is the page with the fold out to the left. Then there's another print out with the fold out to the right. And because we have October and we need 5 weeks, the last layer is the middle one here, again with a fold out to the left. That's our October here. Done and dusted. Oh, how beautiful. I can't wait to use it in my daily life. And here are my other printables. Let's flip through the pages and let's see what jumps out to become the very first page decoration in the signature. I always love this part. It feels a bit like standing in front of a wardrobe in the morning and asking, what do I feel like wearing today? It's not about choosing the right piece, it's about noticing what draws you. Some days it's color, some days it's texture, and some days it's simply whatever makes you smile. And while I'm doing this, I often think our lives are made up of these little choices. Which paper, which pen, which way to turn a corner. We don't always notice them, but when we slow down, even in something as small as picking here the decoration pieces, we give ourselves a chance to listen more closely to what feels good, what feels right, what feels just fitting. And once I've decided, it's time for me here to do a little bit of fussy cutting. I'm trimming the tuck spot, and here I go around the corner and making it a little bit more roughly looking. Here you can see getting the bits and pieces out and using my scissors to go around the edges and rough it a little bit. I find it looks a little bit more vintagey and it fits nicely to this Halloween theme, I find. I enjoy taking my time and decorating this first page. And I feel like using this little moth here, or maybe it's a butterfly. I can't quite decide. Either way, I love the symbolism. Moths are drawn to light, even in the darkness, and butterflies remind us that change can be beautiful. What a lovely way to begin a new month, with a reminder that transformation and hope are always nearby. I love the cutting itself. It's slow, and honestly, that's part of the joy I find. It doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, I think the little wobbly edges are what gives it charm. It's a bit like life, I find again. We don't have to have neat outlines to be meaningful. Sometimes it's the imperfections that make us human and alive. Now I'm gluing it all down with my art glitter glue. It dries quickly and holds strong, which is perfect for something like a tuck spot. And as I press the paper into place, I notice how grounding that step feels. These floating shapes I've been shuffling around suddenly belong. They have found their home on the page. And that's really what I hope this planner will do for me too. To take the loose, scattered scraps of my days and give them a place to land. A tuck spot isn't just a decoration for me. It's a little reminder that I can make space for whatever the day brings, even if I don't know yet what that will be. Now that the first page is decorated, it's time to slide the whole signature into the cover. This is one of those really satisfying steps, the moment when all the loose pieces suddenly become something I can actually hold in my hands and use. I'm tucking it gently under the elastic band, and you can see how easily it all comes together, even though the decoration got a bit tangled up in the elastic band here. That's one of the things I love about the traveler's notebook style. It holds paper safely without being permanent. You can slide things in, take them out, and move them around. I also like that there's a second rubber band waiting here. For me, that means I can add extra weekly calendar pages if I need to, maybe to jot down future appointments or notes for November and December. It's like having a little pocket of time saved for what hasn't happened yet. And as a final thing, I would like to add a journaling card and a little ticket from the Printable kit to my first page. I find adding those little touches immediately gives the page personality. It's not just decoration, it's the interactive nature I really love. And that's the fun part about junk journaling for me. Even the smallest pocket can turn a page into a little adventure. And what strikes me is how much this whole process mirrors the way we live. We gather scraps, we make small choices, we try to hold everything together. And when we find the right container, not too tight, not too loose, it gives us space to both rest and grow. That's what this cover and these elastic bands feel like. A safe structure, but with room for freedom. And as I flip through, October is no longer just a month on the calendar. It is a collection of unique pages, a little stage waiting to hold the fragments of my days. So, that's today's step in the journey. If you'd like to try it for yourself, the free kit is linked below. Download it on Ko-Fi, print it, and come craft alongside me. And if you do, I'd love to see how you use it. Share a photo in the community post, or just let me know in the comments what worked and what didn't. Because this isn't just my experiment, it's ours. Together we are figuring out how to make planning something sustainable, creative, and fun. And remember, our planners don't just hold tasks, they hold our lives, our creativity, and our rest. That's worth making space for.